Today we're making a classic Goan delicacy, chicken cafreal. This juicy chicken is marinated in a green masala paste which is aromatic, delicious and a bit tangy all at once. Hi, you're watching Plating It with Wendy, where I share with you recipes which impress with ease. Growing up, my family would go to Goa every summer to visit my grandparents, and I have fond memories of eating this delicious chicken cafreal that my grandma would prepare. We are going to be preparing the chicken cafreal right from scratch, so let's get started. We're going to be using 6 chicken legs for this recipe. I've washed them and pat-dried them. I'm going to score the chicken legs so that all the flavors get into the chicken. Just 3 gashes on each chicken leg. So that our chicken gets that lovely tangy flavor, we're going to marinate it in the juice of 1 lemon. We're going to marinate each piece of the chicken by pouring some of the lemon juice on the top, making sure that it has gone in nicely into all the cuts that we have made. And I'm going to flip it over and we're going to pour some of the juice on the other side also. Let's season the chicken legs now with some salt. I'm going to put some salt on the other side too. Just going to give it a little pat so that the salt gets inside. Now while we prepare the green masala paste, we're going to put a plastic wrap on the chicken and leave it aside to marinate. To make the masala paste, I'm going to grind the masala in a blender. For that I'm using 2 teaspoons of pepper powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of poppy seeds, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. You could even use a cinnamon stick if you want, about 1 inch long cinnamon stick, and 9 cloves. To that we're going to add 3 green chilies, and I'm just going to give it a rough chop to give it a head start in the mixer. To that we're going to add 1 whole head of garlic. I'm just going to give the garlic a rough chop before adding it to the mixer. To this I'm going to be adding 1 1/4 tablespoon of ginger paste. This recipe actually calls for whole ginger, but I don't have whole ginger in the house, so I'm just going to be using the ginger paste. If you're using whole ginger, you would want to use about 2 inches of ginger. For an additional tang, we're going to add a little bowl of tamarind. And now to balance it with a little bit of sweetness, 1 teaspoon of sugar. And now the main ingredient, which is going to give it that nice fresh flavor, a bunch and a half of cilantro or coriander, and I'm just going to give it a rough chop. To begin the blending, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of water, and we'll add as we go, but not too much. We want a thick paste. Now let's marinate the chicken legs with this masala paste, which is packed with flavor. Make sure to put the masala right into those cuts that we have made, because that's how the flavor is going to go into the chicken. This dish is best prepared actually a day before and kept to marinate overnight, because then the flavors get a good chance to get into the chicken. But since we are in a pinch for time, I'm just going to marinate it for an hour. I've flipped the chicken legs over and I'm going to marinate them now on the other side. The best way to apply the marinade on the chicken is actually with your fingers, but then your fingers might get a little yellow from the turmeric in the paste. Now that we've coated the chicken with the paste, let's cover it with a plastic wrap and allow it to marinate for at least an hour. Once the chicken has marinated, in a heated skillet, we're going to drizzle some oil and we're going to sear the chicken. You want to place only about 3 at a time. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. And we're going to sear it till we get some good color. because more color means more flavor. Once we've seared it on one side, we're going to flip it and sear it on the other. The chicken is now seared on both sides. We're going to cover it with a lid and allow it to cook for 5 minutes on one side. Then we're going to flip it over and cook it for another 5 minutes on the other side. Covering the chicken and cooking it makes the chicken cook evenly and helps it to remain juicy and tender. Once the chicken has cooked, we're going to remove it and allow it to rest. If you've already fired up your barbecue for the season, this is an excellent dish to prepare on the barbecue also. In the same pan, we're going to cook up the leftover marinade which is in the dish, and this can be used to brush over the chicken when we are serving it. Chicken cafreal is typically served with fried potato wedges. I've cut 4 long yellow flesh potatoes into wedges and I'm going to fry them till they turn nice and crispy on both sides. This recipe is really bringing back memories for me. My grandparents used to have a farm where they reared chickens and turkeys and other farm animals, and every time we visited Goa, my grandma would prepare chicken cafreal for us. Let's plate it, and because we love to impress, a gentle sprinkle of fresh cilantro. Wow, this chicken is cutting like butter, and I cannot wait to taste it. Now let's give this chicken cafreal a taste. Wow, this chicken is so tasty and it's full of flavor from the spices and the coriander. I'm telling you, you've got to give this recipe a try. If you're new to my channel or haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit on the bell icon to get a notification every time I upload new videos. If you enjoy watching my videos, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me your comments below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. The information is in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.